In this video, I'm going to be showing you in detail how you can create AI portraits of anyone, right? Like I mentioned and explained in the first video, what we'll basically be doing is creating a model using artificial intelligence, text to image, to create a specific image. Then we use a different AI tool to swap faces, right? So what the artificial intelligence text to image help us does is that we give it details of what we want the person to look like in terms of clothing, in terms of the background, in terms of the facial expressions and all of that, right? So using any of these text to image tools, you can create a detailed photograph of anything that you want, right? So before you proceed to this video, ensure that you have Discord installed on your device. You created your Discord account and you already watched the second video which I showed you how to get Blue Willow installed on your Discord, right? So in this video, I already expect that you have Blue Willow connected to your Discord, and then in this video I'm going to be showing you where and how you can get the bot that helps you swap faces between two different pictures, right? So to proceed with this, we'll be using what is called this Insight Face Swap Discord bot. This bot helps us to swap faces between different pictures, right? So you give it an input face and then you give it a picture that you want to change faces with. So here, for instance, in this example, this is the picture I uploaded from my device, and then this is what we got out, right? I uploaded a different face into this bot and it helped me swap the faces, right? So to get your bot connected to your Discord, click on this hamburger icon at the top and then you click on this plus icon. What we're doing now is to create your own personal server, right? It's like a group, your personal group where you can interact with different bots, right? So you click on create my own, then for me and my friends, and then you give it a name. Give your server a name. Test server, right? So once you're done, you create server, and then it's going to be created. Now you have your own personal server, which is this, right? Currently there's nothing going on in this server, which is like a group, right? So to add the face swapping bot into the server, what you would need to do is, but before then, this is like a group you created, right? You want to be interacting with Blue Willow at the same time interacting with this face swapping bot, right? So you click on this, you go to your Blue Willow, and then enter any of these rooms, these rookie rooms. What we want to do now is to add this Blue Willow bot into this group we just created, so that we can interact with it personally and not be distracted by this community of people here creating. Then at the top right, click on this icon and then click on Blue Willow. Now you click on add to server, right? So you add this Blue Willow to the server you just created. Now if you go back to the server you created, which is this, you will see this notification that the Blue Willow has joined the server, right? Now we have added Blue Willow into the server, right? Now we can use the /imagine, but we can use the /imagine keyword here to create different pictures, right? Now the next thing we want to add into the server is the face swapping bot, right? So to do that, you go to your browser and paste this link, right? I'm going to drop this link somewhere around the video so that you can copy and you can do the same. Now I'm going to ask you to sign into your Discord account. proceed to enter your login details and select the server that you want to add this face swapping bot to. So I'll just enter the server I created now. Then click on continue, authorize. Then it's going to ask you to verify if you're a human. Simply just complete this captcha. And then you get the success message that shows that your this bot has been added to your server, right? So you can now go back to your Discord to check if it has been added. And then this is the server we created, right? So you can see that the Insight Face Swap has been added successfully. Now we are ready and we can now proceed to creating the AI portrait. Now, like I mentioned earlier, you need to create a model, right? So you use the /imagine keyword to communicate with Blue Willow and describe what you want it to create for you. So I'll go ahead to do that now. You type /imagine on the prompt bar. Now you can type in the description of whatever you want, right? This prompt that I have, right? An image. I'm asking you to create an image of a black American age 30 female, African braid hairstyle with a golden necklace, and then light brown almond skin color, smiling and looking at the camera, peaceful, elegant, bold, in a lobby background, wearing a sky blue female suit with inner white shirt, cleavages covered, shot on a 35mm film, ultra realistic style. Right, so this is all just what I'm using to make sure I get the best results from this prompt, right? So when you are typing a prompt to describe a model, you want to type in all the details that you want to see on your image output, right? Be as descriptive as possible so I can get the best results from your image, right? So I am asking you to create an image of a person, right, with all of these details, and then I'm going to click on send after typing the prompt. So once it's sent, it's going to take a few seconds to process the image, and then it's going to send me an image back, right? Alright, so it created these images for me, and I will choose the ones I want. Like I mentioned in the previous video, once you want the first image, it's going to present you with 4 different images by default. You choose the ones you want. So to choose the first image, you click on U1, same for U2, U3, U4 for the 4th image, and then if you want different variations of the first image, you click on V1. Different variations of the second image, you click on V2. If you want different variations of the 3rd image, you click on V3. Same for V4. Right, so I will choose the first and second images, right? So if I click on U1, it's going to present me with that image alone on its own. Then I can proceed, right? So now this is the image that this is the image I want to use as the model to swap faces, right? And this is the description I gave to Blue Willow to create an image for me from, right? So this is how you create a model using Blue Willow. You type in with description, you type in with details, description of what you want. So you can play around with different styles, different colors, different skin color, different clothing, different background, and all of that, right? So for now, this is what I want, right? So I would now proceed. Now that we have the Insight Face Swapper bot in this Discord server, we can now proceed to use it, right? So to save a face, to create a face that you want to use to swap, right, you type /save ID. So you see this suggestion here, save ID. You click on save ID. Now it's going to ask you to give your face a name. So I give it save face 1. And then you click on image to select the image of the face that you want to save, right? So I'll open my gallery and then select a face that I have saved, I have downloaded. And then once you select the image of the face, you now click on send. It's going to process your command, and then it's going to save that face as the default face for any image down that you want to swap. Now to swap the face of any image, you can upload an image from your gallery here like this, or you can just use this image that Blue Willow already gave us, right? So now to swap the face of any image, you long click on the image, you press and hold, and then this pop-up will come up, and then you scroll up, click on apps, and then you see INS Swapper. Click on INS Swapper. Now once you click on INS Swapper, it's going to process your image, and then it's going to send you an output, right? To process it, like it's going to take your image and then take the face that you saved earlier, and then it's going to swap the faces and then present you with an output. It's going to take few seconds, sometimes minutes, because there are other images in the queue, right? So you wait patiently, and then it's going to present you with an output. While that is on, I will also show you other things that you can use with the INS Face Swapper. Once you click on /, you can, if you click on /, you will see other things, other commands that you can use for this INS Face Swapper. As inside Face Swapper, right? You can save more than one ID, right? So you can save up to 10 different IDs, and then if you want to see all the IDs, you click on /list ID. If you want to save a new ID, you click on save ID. If you want to set a specific ID that you want to use for any as a default, if you want to set a specific ID as the default, you type /set ID, and then swipe ID to identify features to target image, right? So while we're waiting for our image to be processed, alright then, as you can see, this is the image it gave us as an output from the image we got, right? So the face I used for this was, so this is the face I used, right? So you can play around with the skin color and set the specific skin color you want to use, and for that, basically this is how it works. You add the inside Face Swapper bot into your server, and then you can click on any image or to swap faces with it after saving an ID. How you save an ID is you type /save ID here. Save ID is going to ask you to set the name of the ID you want to save, and then it's going to also ask you to select the image that you want to use as the face, right? So once you set all of that, to long press on any image to swap faces. So if you long press on this image, you go to apps, and then you can now swap faces using this INS Swapper, and then it's going to take a few seconds to present you with an image, right? So for me, this is what I got, right? So we want to try that again for another image. This time around, I'm going to change the prompt that I gave to Blue Willow to create a model for me out of, right? So I'm going to enter another prompt /imagine. An image of this time around I'm going to use a male, right? An image of a black American, age 30, male, African, Afro, let's say Afro hairstyle. Afro hairstyle with golden necklace. We don't need this golden necklace. with light brown almond skin color, smiling and looking at the camera, bold, elegant, in a lobby background, wearing a sky blue male suit with inner. Let's change this male suit to blazers, and let's see what we get. Blue blazers. Blue blazers with inner white shirt, shot on 35mm film, right? So this 35mm film is the camera used to shoot this image, right? So I've noticed that once you are given an AI text to image prompt, you want to also include the type of camera used so that it gives you a good output, right? So I included this 35mm film, ultra realistic style, real person, hyper realistic. All these are keywords that I used to get more close to real person, right? And an image that looks very real, right? So once that is done, I click on send. And it's going to process this image and then present me with 4 different options that I can choose from. Okay, so these are the images it created, 4 different options that I can choose from. They are all good, but I will choose the first one and the second one. So this is the first image, and then this is the second image. Right now I want to change the face that I want to use as the swapping face, right? Currently the image we have saved as the default face for swapping is this lady, right? So I want to create another face, right? I want to create another face that I can use to swap for this male, right? To do that, I click on /save ID. And then I can give it a name face2, and then select an image from my gallery which is going to be saved as face2. So once you select the image, you can click on send. And then once you send your command, it's going to be saved, right? This image that you selected just now as face2 is going to be saved as the default face to be swapped. Right now you can click on any image to swap faces, right? So if I long click on this image, and then it gives me this option, I can click on apps, click on INS Swapper, and then it's going to take these 2 images, then process it and swap the faces, then present me with an output. I'm going to also do that for this while that is on. Long click, this option comes up, apps, click on INS Swapper. It's going to swap these faces for you and then present you with an output. So we wait patiently for that to be done. So alright, it has processed the image, and then this is what we got as output, right? Remember to play along with skin color and facial expression, right? So this is basically how you create an AI portrait of anybody, right? First of all, you create a model that includes the facial expression, the clothing, the background, and everything you want the output to look like. It's going to present you with an image that does not look like what you want. Then you're going to swap faces between this model and what you want, right? So you're going to use the inside face swapper bot to swap faces, right? So to do that is to /save ID, select the image you want to use as the face, then long click on the image. It's going to bring up this pop-up that you can click on apps, and then you can click on INS Swapper to swap the face, right? So this is basically how it works, right? This is basically how it works. So I'm going to speed through the process of other examples too that I used, right? So you can learn, right? So first of all, let me go back through the process again. Create a personal server. The way you do that is go to this hamburger icon, click on plus, click and select create your own Discord server. After creating your Discord server, the link to the INS face swapper bot is going to be around the video. So you click on that link, it's going to ask you to sign into your Discord, and then you add to your server. the server you just created. So after adding that to your server, you can now start creating images. Also, don't forget to add Blue Willow to your server, right? To do that, to add Blue Willow to your server, click on the bot. At the top right, click on this icon, and then you will see the Blue Willow bot. Click on the Blue Willow bot, and then you can now see the option to add to server. If you click on add to server, it's going to ask you to select the server. You select the server you just added, you just created, and then you can now continue from there. Now, if you do that, now you can communicate with the Blue Willow bot on a personal group, right? So you don't have to come to these rookie rooms to create your own images, right? So you can just go back to your server, and then you will see that the bot is already there, and then you can now use the /imagine inside your own personal server, /imagine, and then you click on it, give it a detailed description of what you want your model to look like, and then once it presents you with 4 different options, select the ones you want, and then you long click on the specific ones you want to swap faces. First of all, you save the faces by using /save ID. You save ID of the INS face swapper bot to save a specific face. Give it a name, select the image from your gallery, and then you can now swap faces. So basically, this is how you create AI portraits of anyone using artificial intelligence. I'm going to give you 5 different template prompts that you can use to create AI prompt of anyone. You can play around the skin color. You can tweak things from the skin color, the facial expressions, and the clothing. Right. So I'm going to give you just the template that you can use, so that you can create different portraits of different people. Right. You can play around the age also, the age, the anything. You can just describe what you want to this Blue Willow text to image, and it's going to create a model for you. From there, you swap faces. Right. So this is basically how you do that.